The Premier League title race this season is looking to be one of the best ever. Liverpool right now close to £350 million with the potential signing of Alexander Isak. And Arsenal, the ball is in your court. Everything right now is down to you. If you want to go and win this league, Liverpool are out there doing the utmost to have one of the greatest transfer windows in Premier League history. But it could all change very, very quickly with a couple of injuries. And this can go both for Arsenal or Liverpool. Both teams. Arsenal last year suffered injuries to Martin Odegaard, to Bukayo Saka. Declan Rice missed a few games through suspension. They had a lot of players miss games through injury, through discipline issues, whatever it may be. One of the things Liverpool did really well last year is they kept majority of their team injury-free, other than Alisson, who come in, and Kelleher did a really, really good job. If Arsenal keep their players fit, and Liverpool keep their players fit, we are going to see a Premier League title race like we have never seen before. The closest we have seen, and it may be a bit of an overstatement, that season where Man City won the league by a point and it was like 97, 98 or something stupid like that. I think we may see something similar this year. If Arsenal go out there and sign Rodrygo and Eberechi Eze, they will take the game to Liverpool. They will become the hunted. You're looking at two teams right now that are clear of the rest. I don't see City in the race. I don't see Chelsea in the race. Chelsea are close. A couple of players, we may be having a different conversation. A goalkeeper of real quality and a centre-back of real quality. And then we're having different conversations. But Arsenal now, they need to go out and sign some stars. Liverpool have brought in Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, Gyökeres, Frimpong, and they're on the verge of completing Alexander Isak. But we're going to break down Arsenal's transfer window. We're going to talk about Viktor Gyökeres flying out to Singapore. That deal is done. Medical taking place tomorrow will be announced in the coming hours. And we're also going to be looking at Eberechi Eze's move. Reports coming out that Eze will be an Arsenal player. He did score today, but the celebration was interesting. Make sure you go down, drop a like, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 68,000 subs, and now we're pushing 68,200. The support on this channel is absolutely ridiculous. If you haven't already, please go down, drop a comment, leave a like. Watch the video the whole way through. I did a longer video yesterday, and I think this one may be longer as well. Try and watch it the whole way through and let me know your thoughts. Now, Viktor Gyökeres. Romano come out and said this earlier. Exclusive. Viktor Gyökeres' agent, Hassan... Oh, my camera is actually covering that up. Is that Hassan Kayena? There you go. Hassan... I've butchered that name. I do apologise. Is it Setinkaya? Are on their way to London now. Yokarez is set for a medical and he is only wanted to join them. Here with... I'm just going to say agent because key to waive his commission to help his client sign the club he wanted. That is loyalty. Loyalty from his agent and trust in the belief of his client's ability. Now, there is absolutely no doubt that Viktor Gyökeres will score bundles and bundles of goals. I have absolutely no doubt. This guy comes in, gets us a bare minimum 20 goals, probably 20 league goals, probably 30, 35 in all comps. We may see an Erling Haaland debut season. If they can create the system for Viktor Gyökeres, and what I mean by that is, I don't feel the wingers that Arsenal have, other than Bukayo Saka, are that creative. And I'm actually going to look at it while we're actually... I'm actually going to close this down. I'm actually going to look at it while we're recording this. Martinelli's numbers, Leandro Trossard's numbers, from a creative perspective, if you look at like assists last season. So Martinelli last season in the Premier League for Arsenal had 4 assists. Let's look at Leandro Trossard's numbers last season in the Premier League. He had 7 assists. So combined, 2 of your wingers had 11 assists. Then let's look at, I want to say, Gabriel Jesus. Numbers in terms of assists last season. He had 3 assists. So 14 assists from wide players. Maybe let's look at Kai Havertz as well. I know he's a striker, so it's maybe a little bit harsh. He had 3 assists as well. So we're looking at around, 17 assists from Havertz, Jesus, Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard. The system in which Yokarez is going to be scoring the most amount of goals is on the counter-attack. Now, there is more goals from counter-attacks than any other league in the world. The Premier League has the most counter-attacks, right? You're also looking at Viktor Gyökeres is a fox in the box. This guy, when it comes to scoring, is a predator in that box. He sniffs out a chance, he drops the shoulder, bang, it's in the back of the net, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, thanks for coming. But Arsenal need a more creative wide player. And you're thinking, is that Rodrygo? Is that Eze? Is that Rafael? Well, let me give you guys some context to where I'm steering this conversation. Eberechi Eze predominantly plays in the 10. But last year, he got 8 assists, right? But it's his goal output as well, which is stronger than Trossard's, Martinelli's, Jesus. If he's played in a wide area, alongside Madueke, that can rotate on the left, then you've got Odegaard and potentially Eze in the 10 and Ranieri. There's lots of different combinations they can have there. They have to create as many opportunities for Yokarez as they can. I'll give you an example. Chelsea created more big chances last season in the Premier League than Arsenal did. Chelsea don't have a prolific number 9, and neither do Arsenal until now. Chelsea, I believe, to my knowledge, in terms of the Premier League last season, Arsenal scored the second, I think, was it third highest amount of goals? Yeah, behind City and behind Liverpool. Now, you add in a Viktor Gyökeres, those numbers shoot up dramatically. Now, the news coming out regarding Eberechi Eze is an interesting one because, for me, if Arsenal want to take this title race to Liverpool, they have to bring in both Rodrygo and Eberechi Eze. If they don't, I'll be honest with you guys, Isak, Salah, Wirtz, Van Dijk, Alisson, it's going to be incredibly tough if they don't. Like, we're talking, you have to be near on perfect. And obviously one thing that Yokarez does have is he will be wearing the number 14 shirt. The great Thierry Enri, I don't know, I'm saying it like obviously I'm not saying Thierry Enri and Yokarez are the same, but they have got to have a huge amount of confidence to give him the number that Thierry Henry wore. The great Thierry Henry. One of the greatest footballers ever. Arguably the greatest Premier League player ever. They are giving him that number. I didn't realise they were going to give him the 14. I thought they were going to give him the 17. That does change things a little bit. There is probably more pressure now on Yokarez. Now, what's very, very interesting is the Eberechi Eze news. The Eberechi Eze news coming out in the last 20 minutes is that Arsenal are... I'll bring this up on the screen so you guys can have a read through as well. Arsenal are aim to swiftly move to Eberechi Eze once the deal for Viktor Gyökeres is complete. Arsenal are Eze's top choice, and those close to the player are confident a deal will be done in the next few weeks. Arsenal are hoping to agree a fee that comes to £60 million rather than reported £68 million. Although, on terms, that will also be amendable to Crystal Palace, which suggests that both clubs will be flexible. Arsenal's preference would be to sell a player before they move on to the Eze deal. But it is understood the signing is not on there. Also, possibility Reece Nelson could be included in a deal. You've also got to think, I'll get to Hand of Arsenal's tweet in a minute regarding Gabriel Jesus, but Reece Nelson, it looks like, to be honest with you, if they can get maybe 10, 15 million pounds off that 60 million price tag and get for 45 million and get Reece Nelson off the payroll, then they're absolutely kicking with gas, and that's probably the best thing for them to do collectively as a club. You know, I'll be honest with you guys, if they bring in Eberechi Eze and Yokarez and Rodrygo, they are going to be very, very, very strong next season. But notoriously, Arsenal aren't the best-selling football club in the world. You know, you look at their top sales throughout their club's history. I think it's Anelka, Oxlade-Chamberlain are like the top two, and they sold Anelka back in 99. So, like, they need to improve on their departures. I'm not just saying this because Reece Nelson's leaving. I'm just talking in general. We'll come back to the Eberechi Eze news. I want to talk about Hand of Arsenal? He come out and said that Arsenal are looking at moving on Gabriel Jesus. Now, that's very, very interesting because Gabriel Jesus is a player that has huge experience. And for anyone who doesn't know, this guy's been quoted a number of times by Fabrizio Romano. So he's very credible of Arsenal news. Andrea Berta is exploring the potential sale of Gabriel Jesus this summer. Clubs in his native country of Brazil have inquired, and some European clubs. I think his preference will probably be to stay in Europe. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let's see if the situation develops further. Now, Gabriel Jesus, for me, like the guys, I think he's on plus £200,000 a week. I think he's on about 230, I believe. Gabriel Jesus salary. So he's on 13 million pounds a year. So he's on more than 250k a week. He is on 260k a week. But his numbers based on 866 minutes are very, 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 very good. Like, they are very good, but he just doesn't have the goal output that Arsenal need, and that is why they're going in and getting Yokarez, the same as Kai Havertz. The Eberechi Eze one is very interesting because I do think he will be an Arsenal player in the coming days. The Rodrygo one is the one that fascinates me because I personally believe Rodrygo will be leaving to join a Premier League team. There's a lot of things, according to this source here, Arsenal are not willing to pay the high salary that Rodrygo's camp is asking from them. They've made it clear. Now, I don't know who these two people are. From ESPN and from... I don't know who that's... I think they're in a position where they have to. They have to go out there and do that. It's going to be very interesting to see if Arsenal sign Rodrygo and Eze, what is Liverpool's move. It's almost like a game of chess, guys. Liverpool move, Arsenal move. Arsenal move, Liverpool move. But now Liverpool are 2 steps ahead. And Arsenal need to make up those steps. Because if they don't, I'll be honest with you guys, I think the Premier League title race is going to be over in a shot if they don't. Now, what's very interesting as well is the pre-season for Arsenal. They're, of course, playing my team, Tottenham, very, very soon. But I want to talk about their opening Premier League fixtures because the Premier League this season is going to be like no other for Arsenal because they have got huge pressure on their shoulders. And if you look at the start of the Premier League season, this is a very, very difficult run. Man United away, Leeds, that is 6 points. Liverpool away, City at home in there, Newcastle away where they notoriously have bad results. Forest, West Ham, they'll comfortably dispatch. They'll beat United, Leeds, Forest, West Ham. City is always a close game, but they have got a good record against them recently. Liverpool away is going to be a very, very interesting game. And of course, Newcastle versus Arsenal. And in recent times, Newcastle have had Arsenal's number. They beat them home and away in the Cup at St James's Park. And I can't remember the return leg. After the West Ham game, though, they've got a straight, I would say, they have to win all 8 games. Fulham away, Palace at home, Burnley away, Sunderland away, the North London derby, Chelsea away, Brentford at home, Villa away. With Champions League, with League Cup, with international breaks. It is going to be a remarkably difficult season for Arsenal. Eberechi Eze apparently has told his friends and family that he will be an Arsenal player. They're confident in his ability. They're confident in the deal, getting it over the line. It's going to be so interesting to see. This title race, guys, is going to be a joke. It's going to be an absolute joke. I am very, very, very looking forward to it. 3 weeks today, the opening game of the Premier League season is underway. That is all it is. 3 weeks today. Let me know your thoughts down below on that. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you soon.